Hi everybody, today I am going to be setting up my work planner for the month of March 2023. This is the Sterling Ink Common Planner, and I will be also giving a quick my thoughts on the new cover I'm using. This is the Moterm cover, as well as showing you how February has been going, although I'm filming this mid-month, so it hasn't finished the month yet. If you are interested in just the setup, you don't care about the supplies, you don't care about how this is or anything like that, just check the timestamps, you can skip right forward. First and foremost, this is my new cover. I talked about this in my no-buy video because this is what I spent some of my work budget on back in January. And the reason I got this was because the plastic cover I got from Lauren Phelps Designs was gorgeous. It's a really nice quality cover. However, with the atmosphere down here in my basement, which is where this planner is 95% of the time, it kept shrinking back down and I would have to reheat it and stretch it and then put it under something, and it was becoming a pain in my ass. And even when I left it open like this, which is how my planner stays open 90% of the time, the covers were starting to bunch and fold. And so I was like, this is untenable for me. I do not have the fucks to maintain this. I need to get something else. Originally, I had wanted to get one of these covers, but I didn't know if it would fit the Common Planner because these are sized for the B6 Stalogy notebooks, and I didn't know if they were the same size as the Common Planner. I did so much research, and I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. So I said, fuck it, and went for a clear cover. But then when the clear cover was jacking up, I saw that other people using this planner were using covers like this from Moterm, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to order the one I wanted in the first place. So I did. This is the Moterm B6 Stalogy notebook cover with the card pockets and everything, and it is in the pebbled taupe color, which is, I got it off of Amazon. It was $49.99, which is a great price for a leather notebook cover, and this color is not available as of the filming of this video. The two that are kind of the closest are the Dusty Rose and the gray, but the gray is cooler toned and the Dusty Rose is pinker than this. The leather cover itself has that satisfying, like pebbly, leathery feel. It's just a plain cover except for the texture of it. The clasp here has two different places to hook in to give you a little bit more space if it starts to get chunky. Currently, I only need it on the tightest one, and that's fine with me. It did smell. It came in a box, like a keepsake type box, and I even think it had a dust bag with it. And then when I took it out, it smelled really strongly of leather. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. But within the day, it had aired out. So if you do get one of these and they're smelling pretty strong when you get them, just let it sit. It'll air out pretty quickly. Now you have to put it up to your face, but when you do, it has that nice leather smell that's not overwhelming, so I appreciate that. I did not buy this for the inside pockets. I don't give a shit about the inside pockets. I am not somebody who wants to do some froofy kind of setup. I've tried. It's just not my style. I do have a few Post-its and page flags in here because I tend to use these often, and this way they're a little bit more accessible than in my desk, but then again, honestly, like my desk is sitting, like I'm always at my desk, so I don't really care that much. And then in this side pocket, I have some of these index cards with the dot grid on them from Baron Fig because I do use those on a fairly regular basis. My little pocket here is still here. Maybe if I bought this up front, I wouldn't have put one of these pockets here, but it's fine. It's got the tab stickers. I do need to pull this out because I'll be using one of them in today's setup. In the back, there's a little secretary pocket, which again, I don't really use. I've got these book darts that I use for marking pages, oh hi Mark. And so I just shoved them there. And then the pen loop is pretty nice. This is a Pilot Metropolitan fountain pen, and it is not skinny, and it fits comfortably in the pen loop. And the pen loop fits comfortably when the planner is closed with a B6 size notebook in here, which I do appreciate. It also comes with 2 bookmarks, which is probably my favorite aspect of the whole thing besides the fact that it's protecting my planner. I actually use the shit out of these. I keep one on the current week I'm on and one on the current day that I'm on. It's working really well. It fits really nicely. There's room to spare if I need it. There is like even this gigantic pocket here in the back, which I have no reason to use at the moment, but I might one day. For a B6 size notebook, this is a really nifty little cover. And for $50 with Prime shipping, like it's a good price. So I don't feel bad about getting this at all. I'm glad I got it. And I can imagine that this is going to take me through the rest of the year. I'm going to save the plastic cover though, because I really like it. And if I get a slimmer notebook like a Stalogy, I might use it for that. I'm not dogging on Lauren Phelps covers. They're great. It just wasn't the right size for this. So that is the cover, my review of it. I really like it, but I am not an expert on this sort of situation. There are plenty of other planner people who do a lot more planning with these sorts of covers, so maybe seek one of them out for better reviews. Let's talk about what we're going to use in this video. I am going to skip doodling with my Pilot Metropolitan because I'm still kind of working with that. So I'm going to definitely be using my Uni Pin pigment pens. I've got 1, 3, and 2 here in terms of sizes. And I'm going to grab out an 8 as well in case I need something super bold. I've got my Tombow whiteout tape. And then I've got the dot markers I'm currently using for my my goals. These are the ones that match my goal colors. And then as for the stuff to go with my theme this month is seahorses because that's what my patrons voted on. And so I have a pretty mixture of greens and purples with a little bit of gray here. And then I've got a couple of these washi tapes. One is a Simply Gilded, one is a Cricut Paper Co. I've got these to kind of jazz it up. I think this is going to be a very pretty month with some bright colors, and I've been loving the February colors, especially using these iconic highlighters. But this month, I busted out some more highlighters from my collection I haven't been using, the Staedtler Text Surfer and some of the Sharpie S-Note. So I am using my shit. Then I've also got my little pencil board, which I do sometimes use and I sometimes don't. We'll see. Anyway, this is all I've got for right now. If I need anything else, I'll let you know. So let's get right into the setup. We're going to go first to the month. The quotes I'm using each month, I'm just picking one of my favorite musicals and picking some of my favorite quotes from those musicals. So January was Rent. February was West Side Story. And we're going to do Hadestown, which I have seen twice. And it is fucking amazing. And I 10 out of 10 recommend it for the month of March. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is just continue the process I've been doing these last couple of months, which is making this monthly spread just a tracking for the different goal, like how many task blocks I'm using for each goal. If I didn't say already, I'm using the HB90 system for work. And having this information is really helpful, especially this quarter where one of my goals actually is to gather information about how I'm going to work with dialysis as a part of my life. And now we are actually home doing dialysis at home, and it has been an adjustment so far. I am definitely not in a place where I can determine what my work life is going to look like. So I am going to just get that going. So I went with the same vibe that I did on the previous calendars. I highlighted it for dialysis. I didn't put in any days off like I usually do. I'm just going to check them off when I take them because while Fridays and Saturdays are the days off that I prefer, honestly, the way my dialysis is going, I need to be more flexible with my days off. Almost always it's going to be Saturday, but Friday might move around a little bit. But then I decided to put spots for total time blocks and total days off and dialysis so I can, again, collect information. I did a little seahorse doodling on the side, and I just added any way the wind blows, even though it kind of says any way the wind flows if you look at my cursive, but whatever. I don't look at this very often, so it doesn't bother me too much. Now that I've done this monthly spread, let's go to where I am going to do my monthly, like, kind of cover page area, which I like to have my my budgeting, my budget situation. And so I didn't do the little fold out this past month because I put the tab on the wrong page, and I liked how it turned out, but I do really want to put the little fold out, so I'm going to do that this time. So maybe I want to have it fold this way rather than this way, which means I'm going to put the tab on this page. That was the mistake I made last time. The fact that my little tabs look fucking stupid because my tabs don't look great because I'm not very skilled at putting them on, but I like having them on because it makes it real easy to flip to this page when I need to allegedly put something in for my budget, which again I haven't done yet this month. But last month I didn't have it when I filmed either, and then suddenly I bought this Moterm cover, so you never know, right? You never know. Whoops. I was trying to line it up right, and I wound up putting it on the wrong page. And I'm also putting it on the wrong page. Motherfucker. I'm going to get good at this by the end of the fucking year. That's what's going to happen. And then I'll probably be like, and now it's time for a different planner. So it's not like I need these skills anymore anyway. Ugh. Okay. March. All right, so I love how this one came out with the jellyfish. I don't want to write shit down in this like seahorses though. That's just not really the vibe I'm going for this month. But one of the important things is also for me to be able to see my kind of my top priorities for the month. And so I think what I'm going to do is something a little more similar to January and leave this page blank to start off March. I used the purple washi tape for the other calendar, so I think I'm going to use the green-ish washi tape for this. A trick I learned once from a bullet journal video. Bring your washi tape across the crevasse here, and then when you go to cut it, you just run whatever cutting tool you've got down the middle, and it creates a perfect seam between the two. However, I think the one problem I didn't anticipate was that I'm going to have to like fold it back here or trim it. Maybe I'll trim it. But see, when they're folded, they basically go from one to the other. I had to take a quick therapy break, but now we're back to it. So, okay, I've got this on here, and I'm going to do it for the top too, I think. I really like this washi tape. This like, this is from one, I want to say this is from one of their Cricut Paper Co.'s like, what the hell? Why am I brain farting? One of their advent calendars, because I don't think that this is one of their West Coast Planners rolls, but I don't know for sure. So I'm just gonna go with it because apparently I just gave all of my brain power to my therapist. But I think that looks neat though. Look at that. Like it looks kind of seamless when it's together, but then you open it and it's not. Although I think I'm going to do the same with the washi tape on the inside here. But I do want to kind of like, wrong washi tape. I do want to kind of like match it up. What I'm going to do is use my bone saw, to kind of score it down the center, but like still keep it together, but it like, okay, it's a little torn looking, but that way it can fold nicely. That was a lot of work, but whatever. I'll try this again, and then I'm going to just run this guy over it just to make sure everything folds neatly. Cool. And then so this will be my budget work. And then this side, what I want to do is now try to match it to this color. I'm just getting so fancy here. Okay, so I'm going to go to the edge here, and that doesn't fit. Damn it. So I have to keep going a lot further through. Well, this is one way to use up washi tape, right? I'll save some of these scraps for other pages, maybe. So what I'm trying to do is basically like overlap it based on what the color is currently. So where the green is kind of coming through on there to make it look like I'm basically using the same piece of washi tape. So I basically just repeated my same little budget tracker from the January setup on the left side. And then on the right side, I did some just big block letters using one of my favorite techniques to just use a highlighter or a marker and just thicken them as you go rather than having to draw them as a block letter. And then I added a drop shadow with the gray, and I left a little bit of white in each letter. And then I just drew a seahorse with some like, kelpy situations. And then on the flip sides, the one flip side, I put one of my favorite quotes from Hadestown, which is, "And Hades and Persephone, they took each other's hands, and brother, you know what they did? They danced." And I've seen it twice on stage. I cry when I see it on stage. I cry when I hear it in the soundtrack. It's one of those emotional moments in a musical that's happy, not sad. Normally I cry for the sad things, but this is a happy thing that I cry for. And then on the other side, I put my kind of priorities for the month work-wise, which is to finish gathering information and apply it when I do my Q2 planning for the HB90 workshop. And then the second one is to finish the Art Within course and really reestablish my art practice. And that is my setup for March. I have not done anything in the weeklies because, as you can see, they're basically just pretty bare bones, and I won't have to do anything quarterly until the end of March. So stay tuned for that. That will be its own video. In the meantime, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Is there something in a movie or a musical or on a music soundtrack, something from a piece of entertainment media that you consume that makes you cry, whether it's happy or sad? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, friends, peace.